Okay, so today we want to look at the kale crop and see what it's yielding so we can determine how many days grazing we have for our 50 cows that are behind us. The way we do that is we've got 4 electric fence posts, a measuring tape, clippers and a weigh scales, and we'll be able to determine then, we'll say, the dry matter yield of the crop and again how many days we have grazing. So if we take, we'll say, a metre square, so we've measured out the electric fence post a metre by a metre, so it's a metre square. There's 10,000 square metres in a hectare, so if we multiply up the weight that we cut from this metre, that will give us the yield then per hectare. So we're just cutting it down fairly close to where the animal is grazing it, about probably 3 to 4 inches off the ground, and that gives us then, we put that into a fertiliser bag, and that gives us the weight. So across here you'll see that we've just cut a metre square. We've actually cut 3 of them, so that gives us a sort of an average weight for the crop. There's 4.64 hectares in this field. So we'll put it into a fertiliser bag here. We'll turn on, this is just a simple digital scales for luggage, and we'll weigh this. It's about 0.4 of a kilo in the bag, so 7.14 kilos fresh weight to the metre. So if we take off 0.44 off that, leaves us with 6.7 kilos fresh weight to the square metre. Multiply that by 10,000 square metres, which is in a hectare. That's 67 tonne fresh weight to the hectare, and we multiply that by about 15%, which is the dry matter, we'll say, content of this Maris Castrol kale, and that'll give us, we'll say, how much dry matter then we have per hectare. We're estimating at the moment that the cows are going through about probably 3 tonne a week. If we allocate them 9 kilos dry matter a day, multiplied by 50 cows is 450 kilos dry matter a day, multiplied by 7 days, it's in or around sort of 3 tonne a week. So when we've done the calculations here this morning, we reckon there's about 50 tonne in this field. So we've ample kale, we'll say, to graze the cows until the start to calve, probably the beginning of February. And back across the other side of the kale, we're going to start off 60 dairy cross heifer weanlings. Obviously they're not going to eat as much, they're a lot lighter. They're probably going to be about 250 kilos going onto the kale on the 1st of December, and hopefully we'll be able to hold them there until early grazing, hopefully in mid-March. That's all going to plan. You see here behind us, cows are grazing quite happily. Gera's moving the fence here once a day, and they've been allocated some silage as well, and we've factored that into our calculations in terms of what kale they have ahead of them. So that's it. That's how we determine the yield of the kale here in the field in Tullamore Farm.